Well, your Rockwall-Heath Hawks are on a 6-game winning streak, and everything seems to be clicking at the exact right time as Rockwall-Heath will open the playoffs this Friday night against Newman Smith. Hello, everybody. Chris Curtis here for the Rockwall Sportscenter Heath Hawk update, joined by the captain of the broadcast, Steve Deere. And Steve, we got one game to talk about before we talk about the playoffs. South Garland, a game that really didn't mean much to the Heath Hawks at this point, other than getting some reserve, some playing time. But a good 35-17 victory to go into the playoffs on a good note.
Well, yeah, it had a little bit of significance to the game, number one. We talked about it a little bit last week. Coach Moss really wanted to go into the playoffs with positive momentum, didn't want to lose any that they had gained for the last 6 weeks or so, and they got that. Starters, while the time they were in, they played well, really dominated the game. And number two, like you said, yeah, he wanted to get some people some playing time. So I'll tell you what, they're glad that the regular season is over now. The last month or so, honestly, there hasn't been a whole lot of competition, but all of the games have not really been competitive. So they're ready for a competitive team to be on the field with them Friday night. They're anxious for the playoffs to start.
Has this team basically started the playoffs about a month ago? After that, it seemed like that Poteet game was the start of the playoffs for this team. They knew their strength of schedule was going to be a little weak once they got past a few games. But now they're on a 6-game winning streak, going at the right time. Is this a good thing for this Hawk team moving forward? You know what? I think that we really saw them come together, and as you say, the playoff start was probably more the West Mesquite game. The week before that against Terrell was kind of a wake-up call for them, a lot closer than they thought it was going to be. They realized that they needed to put more out on the field than what they did that night. The next week was probably their best game of the year. Came out and beat a very, very good West Mesquite team. I think that was really the start of the positive roll for the team, where things really started coming together for them, and we've just seen them rolling ever since. And here's Coach Moss talking about his team's 6-game winning streak.
Well, I like how we've been playing down the stretch, particularly the last 5 ball games, getting ready for the playoffs. I feel like we're finally putting together both sides of the football, complete games. A few penalties in the last game concern me, but we're playing well. We're able to run and throw the ball offensively, defensively. We are probably one of the top scoring defenses in the Metroplex. And I think that's just a combination of both, managing the clock offensively and really doing a great job on the defensive side. So I'm excited. I think this is the 5th time we've been in the playoffs in 7 years, and it's always good to be back into the playoffs. We missed out on it last year, but it's always great to be back in and see what you can do.
And Steve, after a 1-year absence, the Heath Hawks are back in the playoffs. Opening matchup against the 6-4 Newman Smith Trojans at Irving's Stadium, part of Irving ISD. What does Rockwall-Heath need to do? It looks like a favorable matchup for Rockwall-Heath. Looking at it on paper, could be favorable, but there could be there could be a big challenge for Rockwall-Heath Friday.
You know, here's the thing about Newman Smith. They resemble a team that Heath had on their schedule earlier this year that we just mentioned a minute ago, Terrell. They're very similar to Terrell in that they like to control the ball on the ground. They've got a small, kind of an undersized, but very tenacious defense. They've thrown 4 shutouts this year. So they had their own 6-game winning streak. They've stubbed their toe the last couple of weeks. But if you look at the team that most surprisingly the Hawks struggle this year in Terrell, like I said, this is a team that most resembles Newman Smith, and so they need to be on their game, or you're right. We don't want any surprises Friday night.
And, of course, the temperatures are going to be a little cold on Friday night. Will that affect the Heath Hawks in any way? We're looking at a game time temps maybe in the 30s. That can affect this team at all?
I don't think so. You see the way the Hawks like to play. They like ball control. They like to pound it out. Usually that's very conducive to a cold game. Their style of play actually, I think, is perfectly suited to cold weather.
Talk about the quarterback for Newman Smith. Likes to throw the ball, likes to run the ball. Heath Hawks usually do well against quarterbacks that throw the ball. Will this cause any sort of chaos for the Heath Hawks and this mighty fine defense that the Heath Hawks put on the field?
You know, I haven't looked that much at the quarterback, but what I have seen is that, he likes to throw the ball, but he has a tendency to turn the ball over. He puts it up into the opponent's arms a few too many times for, I'm sure, what his coach would prefer. If he does that against the Hawks, it's going to be a very long night. This is a Hawks team that, on defense, they love the takeover. They've got one of the leading teams in the area in terms of interceptions, shutting down the opponent's team passing game. I don't see them having a whole lot of luck against the Hawks throwing the ball. If Newman Smith is going to have any luck at all, they're going to have luck with their running game. Honestly, I really think the Hawks team is going to be able to shut them down.
All right, here's Coach Moss talking about the Hawks' mindset and what they think about the Newman Smith Trojans.
Well, they're coming off 2 tough losses. I think week 9 or week 10 they came off a loss with a lot of turnovers, and then last week they really battled well against Creekview to get back into the ball game and give themselves a chance to win at the end. What you're going to see out of Newman Smith is a really, really good defensive football team. They're struggling offensively at the running back position, at the quarterback position. They've had some injuries, and I understand that completely from a year ago. But they're struggling moving the football. But what they will do, they're going to play great special teams, and they'll play really good defense. They've got some good players on the defensive side that will create a challenge for us. But we feel very confident in where we are as a team and the physicalness of us as a football team, and that's one of the things that we want to be a signature of our team when we go out on a Friday night, that everyone would say that's a very physical ball team. That's a team that plays extremely hard.
And don't forget, you can listen to the game Friday night at Irving School Stadium at www.rockwallisd.com. Of course, that kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m., but you can't go to the game without a T-shirt from Rockwall Sportscenter. They've been a proud sponsor of this show all year long. You can buy T-shirts for $10 and the dry fit Under Armours for $15. You can also get those here. And if you're a student at Heath High School, you can buy them at lunch Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They're also available online. So pretty much anywhere you want to go to get them, you can get them. And obviously a very exciting time here for Heath High School, back in the playoffs again. The school's going a little nuts right now for this Heath Hawk team, and we'll see how far they can go.
We want to pack the stands Friday night. I know it's going to be cold. Bundle up. Come out to Rockwall Sports Center, get yourself a sweatshirt. Support these guys that have supported us so well all year. So bundle up, get out there. Let's have a good showing. If you can't make it, listen in to us, and we'd love to have you listen in. But we want a good showing out there. We want to pack the stands with black and have our fans out there to support the team.
Of course, we can't go without mentioning the Rockwall-Heath volleyball team. They are in the playoffs Tuesday night, 6:30 at their Curtis Colwell Center in Garland. They actually lost their first set since September 9th on Friday night, so that's an incredible streak for the Heath Hawks, Lady Hawks per se. Obviously very exciting. Pack the stands tomorrow night for your Lady Heath Hawks as well.
What a roll that they've been on. First set that they've dropped in how long did you say, 2 months now? It's an amazing roll that they're on. Of course, they're up against higher quality teams now, and that's going to be make for tighter games, but they're on a great roll. I expect to see them continue to roll. Let's go, ladies. Let's go.
You can listen to that game also at www.rockwallisd.com. Like you can listen to any playoff game for the Rockwall Independent School District. So we will see you Friday night, 7:30 at Irving School Stadium for the Rockwall-Heath Hawks versus Newman Smith for the Bi-District Championship. We'll see you next Monday here from the Rockwall Sports Center. Have a great week, everybody.